And moving on, question number 5's come in here from Leslie. Hi there, Leslie. Leslie says, I have a number of remote buy-to-lets being managed by a lettings agent, 2 of which the tenancy is coming to an end with the tenants leaving the property. For over a month now, I've been trying to get hold of the property manager, but it's proving impossible with no response by phone or email. The tenants are due to move out any day now, and I have no idea if the agent will turn up to check them out and collect the keys. I live part of the year in France, so it's not like I can take care of it. Plus, I'm paying this agency for a service. I would appreciate any advice on how to deal with the situation. Okay, Leslie, thanks for the question, and sorry to hear you're here. Sorry to hear that you're in that position. Excuse me, tripping over my words, but sounds like living part of the year in France is no bad thing. So I hope that is working out well for you. In terms of what you've asked here, couple of things how I would approach this for you, Leslie, if I was in your position. First thing I would do is I would contact a competing letting agent in the town or area of the city that your current letting agent is in. And I'd be asking them a couple of questions. First of all, has your letting agent closed down? Have they been bought out? Have they closed up shop? Is there some issue? Have they are they suffering with ill health or all that sort of thing? There could be many, many reasons why you're not getting through to them. And the competitor agent may well know. So first of all, you're asking for a bit of advice. But secondly, you can explain the situation to them and ask them if, what the process would be if they were to take over the management of these properties. Now, before you do that, you might want to send your current letting agent an email as a sort of complaint and outline exactly what you've just said to me and say, look, this is what's going on. Been trying to get hold of you. These are my emails and my phone calls that I've made to you. You haven't responded, and I'm very concerned. So the idea being, if the letting agent doesn't respond, and let's say you give them 7 days within which to respond, or less, obviously, if you've got tenants moving out, then I would talk to the competing letting agent and maybe even talk to 2 or 3 to get different feedback and different ideas and different understandings of the level of service that they're able to offer to you. And then you can look at transferring your business to a letting agent who respects you and actually wants to do business with you rather than, sort of ignoring your calls and emails. So if they're assuming they're in the same town, that agent can then, walk to your existing agent and arrange for handover of the files and handover of the keys and handover of the deposit and all that sort of thing, and let them take care of that burden rather than you having to get stressed out because you're, a few thousand miles away or what have you, and you can't get back to handle it all. So I'm sure any other letting agent will gladly swoop in and grab the business from an underperforming agent. And, if you've got a number of properties, you are a portfolio landlord, some letting agent's going to welcome that as a sort of uptick in their business. So that's exactly what I would do. And obviously, if there's any complications in that process, they should be able to guide you through that in terms of releasing the deposit or taking over schedules of condition. But depending upon how bad this situation has become, Leslie, you might have to take 1 or 2 things on the chin in terms of dealing with the tenant going out and perhaps being a little bit more lenient on the schedule of condition or the inventory, should I say, on the property, particularly if it's all been left right to the very last minute, because it might be unfair to put that extra burden and pressure onto the tenant if the letting agent hasn't performed on your behalf. Okay, so see what you can do to work your way through that one, Leslie. I think, as I say, a competing letting agent will jump at the chance to work with you, particularly as you're a portfolio landlord. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one turns out for you, because I'm a great believer that things like this happen for a reason. And although it can be a frustration at the moment, you might actually find out it turns out to be one of the best things that happens to you. Okay, because it's not unheard of. And I'm not saying this has happened in your situation, so don't freak out here, Leslie, but it's not unheard of for letting agents to close their business, and it is rare, but as I say, it's not unheard of. But they can close their business, and then people have run off with deposits that tenants have. These have run into thousands or tens of thousands of pounds that letting agents have run off with. So, as I say, I'm not saying this is happening in your situation, and it is a rarity, but you just never know what's going on behind closed doors. It could be a grief, they could be grieving the loss of somebody in their family, or anything of that nature. And the important thing is to not make assumptions, but to get access to information and find out what's actually gone on behind the scenes. So hope that helps, Leslie. If there's anything obviously we can do, let me know. If you want an approved letting agent in the area where your properties are, again, let me know. I might know one or two people in my little black book that can help you out there. And I'll look forward to hearing how you get on with that, and give me some feedback when you can. So thank you for that question, Leslie. That wraps up all of the questions that I've had submitted in today. So I hope this has been informative for you guys. As always, I really appreciate all of the questions that you guys are sending in as part of our WiggyWam community. Please, 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 if you have friends or family members that are currently moving house or thinking about moving house, please enroll them onto these webinars. As I say, it's not for me to blow my own trumpet or get in front of a wider audience, other than to help and support them, because a lot of these questions that come out the woodwork can be the difference between a very successful move and a not so successful move. So I'd love to help as many people as we can with these webinars. We take the time to do them every week for precisely this reason, of answering questions like we've just had. And I love sharing a little bit of helpful advice and knowledge. And again, if we can get people the answers that they're looking for, because what I've found, guys, from spending 20 plus years in the industry, is when people have got a problem like this, sometimes just one sentence can change the course of their lives. And I know that sounds drastic, but I've had it before where one guy in particular was dealing with a particular problem, and for love nor money, he just couldn't resolve that issue. But one little conversation, one little piece of information fundamentally changed the course of his life, because he was able to sort out the problem and put that weight of indecision and that weight of carrying that burden of that problem around, put it all down and move on. So that's the reason why we take the time to do this, guys. There are tens of thousands of people who are frustrated with their moving journey. And as much as I want to try and answer as many questions as I can through things like the books that I'm putting out there, and these webinars, there are, as I say, thousands of other people that need help and support. So please do share these podcasts with and these webinars with as many people as you can. Please invite them to our weekly webinar. Please invite them to the WiggyWam website, which is wiggywam.co.uk, and invite them to send their questions in to us at happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk, or ask them to send them in via Twitter. And our Twitter handle is @WiggyWam_UK. That's @WiggyWam_UK. All right, guys. So thank you once again for joining me here today. I'm looking forward to next week's webinar already. And that will be my final one before I jet off to India. But I will be doing this from abroad. I don't quite know how the time difference is going to work out. It's probably going to be very late at night with that sort of thing. But I'm very much looking forward to getting a bit of sunshine in and visiting the family over there. So as I say, anything I can do to help and support you guys, let me know. Otherwise, I will look forward to seeing you next week. All right. Thanks ever so much for joining me, and see you again very soon. Take care.